Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. I got a really exciting video for you today, which is kind of becoming a recurring theme on the channel. Budget vehicles. So if you've seen any of the previous videos, we've got a $2,800 Silverado, we've got a $400 Ford Explorer, and then now we've got the $1,000 F250. And as you can tell by the thumbnail of the video and the title, can you buy an F250 for $1,000? Short answer is yes. There's going to be some strings attached, which we'll get into. But today I'm just going to show you all the truck. You're going to hear me walking around the gravel, so it might be a little crunchy as I'm stepping around, so just ignore that. But this is the truck. This is a 1985 Ford F250. It has the 6.9 IDI diesel. It is the first diesel that Ford offered in their just regular size pickup trucks. It is developed by International, one of the first of many Ford engines developed by International. The 6.9 IDI, the 7.3 IDI, the 7.3 Power Stroke, all the way up to the 6.0 Power Stroke actually, were International engines developed for Ford for these trucks. And yes, this truck is a little rough around the edges. As you can see, not all the body lines match up super good, but overall it's a pretty solid truck. I bought it from a guy I've known for years. He's actually my neighbor. He had bought the truck from another local guy. He bought it in about 2000 and he put a lot of money into it. He repainted it. Wasn't the best paint job, as you can see. It's faded a little bit. But either way, he put some money into it, put different wheels on it. He's always putting, big tires on it. It's got basically brand new tires. As you can see, I think they're about the metric equivalent of 33s. It's got aftermarket wheels. He put a lot of money into it. Like around 2000, and then it didn't really get a whole lot of upkeep from then on. Eventually he let it sit, and the water pump went out while it was sitting, and it basically caused it to overheat and blow a head gasket. So he had his mechanic look at it, took it to a local diesel shop, and it sat there for about 5 months and nobody touched it. And eventually he offered it to me. I asked him if he wanted to sell it, and he said yes. We agreed on $1,000, had a title, just kind of, we both knew in mind that it could maybe work out and it might not work out. Maybe something more serious happened inside, but I kind of took a gamble on it being the head gaskets. I recently fixed it. I probably put 150 miles on it since I fixed it. And so far it appears to be only the head gaskets were the issue. It's got a couple wiring issues I got to fix. Some neat things about this truck, even though it looks a little rough, it only has 117,000 miles on it, their original miles. It does have a little bit of rust, as you can see, but I am going to try and fix that as best I can. It has an aftermarket intake and exhaust system. It was called the Banks Power Pack. Anybody that does diesel performance is familiar with Banks. They do a lot of turbo kits, a lot of exhaust kits, a lot of intake kits, stuff like that. And this does have the Banks exhaust. It's called the Stinger system. It came with the intake and exhaust. It was quite a bit bigger exhaust and a little bit more robust of an intake, designed to give it some more flow. So far, the only thing I've done to it is put new side marker lights on it. It had some really old crusty ones. This truck was a farm truck and it's very sun faded, as you can tell. Everything's just sun worn on it. It's not necessarily just beat up and abused. It's just worn and faded. It's sunburnt, as I like to say. Like I said, really the only thing done so far, added these marker lights on it. Thinking about doing cab lights. Y'all need to let me know in the comments. Just kind of let me know, the traditional diesel cab lights. Let me know what you think. As you can see, like I said, sun worn. The dash is destroyed. It's gonna need some help. And that's the thing is, I bought the truck for $1,000, but I'm gonna put some money into it. I already have put money into it. Things for this truck are a little expensive because they're older. I mean, this truck's from 1985, so there's not a whole lot of just parts out there for it. Especially engine and kind of more niche things, I should say. Like, there's not too many 6.9 IDI injection pumps or something like that out there. They're not quite as easy to find as some of these newer engines as far as parts go. It's pretty doable, though. A lot of things are available. Ford made a lot of these bull-nose trucks. This was before Ford changed the regular duty to the heavy duty truck. So it used to be that, Ford Ranger, F-150, 253, they all kind of had similar body styles. And the 150 to the 350 were basically the same trucks as far as body style goes and looks. They just had different suspension and axles and internals. Nowadays, it's completely different. The 250 and 350 and higher, they look different from the F150s and the Rangers. A little history lesson there. So there are a lot of just like outside parts available for these trucks, like all the grills, the tailgates, which this truck sadly does not have. But there's a lot of that stuff that you can find at junkyards and on Facebook Marketplace. It does have the dual tank system. Both tanks do work. You can flip the switch and it'll switch the tanks, which is kind of known to go bad. This one works. The front tank has a little bit of a fuel filling problem. You have to fuel it super slow for it to really get anywhere at all, because it always clicks whenever you try to really fill it fast. So that's kind of a pain. I got to work on that. Believe it or not, the inside's kind of rougher than the outside. As you can see, seat's pretty faded. I've got a new seat cover coming. I'm going to redo the interior first. Just do it little by little. As you can see, the fake wood dash is completely destroyed. The radio and climate control bezel, this is supposed to go all the way around, and it is completely gone. Basically, it was being held up by a bungee cord, and I took it off. I got a new thing going in there, a new bezel. I am going to do a little bit of a sound system. I'm going to do subs eventually, Lord willing, but for now I'm going to do 2 pretty decent speakers and then redo the head unit. So I'm going to do that right after I film this video. I wanted to get this done just to kind of show y'all what it looks like before I put any money into it, really, other than getting it going. So like I said, we're going to redo the interior a little bit. It is the 4-speed with the granny gear, which I love. I'm really glad it's not automatic. This truck is a lot of fun to drive. It is 4-wheel drive too, which is a plus. I pretty much got to have that where I live, even just to get up my driveway sometimes. Like I said, it's a little worn. It's kind of rough, but I am going to make it better. Like I said, I got a seat cover coming. We're going to do a sound system. I got a new dash coming. I got a dash cover pad. Eventually, when I get the money, I'm going to buy a whole new, just a complete assembly, which you can get. I need a new horn pad. And I need some things here and there. But overall, it's pretty decent. I need to get the timing set right. I think the timing's a little off. It does run. It just doesn't have the power it should. Especially in like first gear. When it's a granny gear, it should take off just fine. And it doesn't really have a whole lot of power. And I'm going to be using this truck to work in. And it's going to be pulling stuff. So I do need it to have some power in first gear. That's what the engine bay looks like. Somehow the power steering cap I see is popped off. It is leaking out of the steering box, so I'll probably have to do a steering box for it. And as you can see, the brake booster, it looks a little worse for wear, especially the reservoir right there. That's probably going to have to be replaced. It's got a vacuum leak, so I need to get the brakes looked at too before I start hauling stuff. But there you can see there's the engine. It said 6.9 IDI diesel. It's got the Banks power pack. It's a neat engine. It's a naturally aspirated diesel. Ford didn't start doing the turbos till kind of the early 90s. I think it was 92 or 93 they started doing the dealer option turbos, to my knowledge. But you can get turbos for these. They're about $3,500, and then you got to tear it down and put rings in it if you're going to do it over 8 psi, I believe. So just something, you know, food for thought. I probably won't be doing that anytime soon, but it is interesting. I'll start it up for y'all so you can hear it. I think once I get everything kind of set up right, I don't have the key in it, so we'll have to do a starting video later. But it does start out pretty good, especially once it's warm. It's not the biggest fan of cold starts, which when you have these engines set up right, they will cold start good. They just, you know, after years and years and years, the timing can kind of get a little whack on them, so it may need to be adjusted a little bit. But yeah, if y'all have any questions or anything you want to do, I'm going to do something with the paint. I'm either going to do like a Poppy's patina type deal where it's like a clear coat that really magnifies kind of the imperfection, so to speak, to make it look like it's supposed to look like that. If I don't do that, I'm either going to paint it blue or I'm going to paint it red. So y'all leave in the comment what you think. I'm interested in y'all's opinions. If you have anything you want me to do, let me know. If you have any questions, let me know. This is just kind of the first overall video and just kind of showing you the new addition to the family. like I said, we've still got the Tahoe, the lifted Z71, and then we've also got the $2,800 Silverado down there as well. So just what I need, another truck. But yeah, just give me any opinions y'all have or any questions or comments. I'd love to look at them. I love hearing back. But I appreciate y'all watching.